foreign bank accounts. The first one had to do with debit cards, and it goes way back years ago. Primarily in that case, that program closed down, and then in 2009 they came along with another program. And that's when the UBS cases began to surface, and that's when they came out with a formal voluntary disclosure program for banks, bank accounts, financial accounts. And everybody jumped on that wagon, and IRS collected a lot of money. They made some criminal cases. UBS fought it, Swiss fought it, and finally UBS paid a huge penalty and finally conceded that they're going to give up the UBS accounts, which they did. Okay. In the meantime, other Swiss banks began sending clients letters saying, you're a U.S. citizen, you have an account in our bank. If you don't close this account within 60 to 90 days, we're going to turn your funds over to the Swiss government, and then you can see if you can get them back, and we're going to notify our rest of the account. Okay. So there was a lot of hardball being played by the banks, and a lot of them got out of the business after they saw what happened to UBS. So that was a very successful program. But we know from our own experience, a lot of people looked at it and said, I don't want any part of this. I've had my money out there 20 years, and I haven't been caught. I'm not going to pay these huge penalties and go through this whole process at this point in my life. So they didn't do anything. Until they started seeing the criminal cases coming out of the woodwork. And IRS started publicizing the criminal cases they were making. Then a few more people trickled in. I remember a gentleman who came to see me from New York, and he had his money in England, and then he moved his money to Switzerland. And he said that he was not going to go through